power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego die the politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My yegun diary politico, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Hello there.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Thank you very much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. I was experiencing some technical glitches from the start, so sorry about that awkward, opening. So thank you for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the entire description if you haven't already. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them Mayegun today.
Lórí YouTube, Mayegun today. And yes, we like Mayegun today. Oh, Baba Bewure, Mayegun mami. And yes, we like Mayegun today. Ìjọ ìgbádìyẹ, Mayegun mami. And yes, we like Mayegun today. Presido Barufi o, Mayegun mami. And yes, we like.
I want to play you another bobo again, and before you fall for it, trust Mayegun won't let that fly.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá Mayegun mami. Ayé sọ́ra yìí.
Tinubu and his investigation of Central Bank of Nigeria is exonerating Buhari and indicting Emefiole.
Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì.
Merry Christmas.
Ayé ẹ̀sùnràgì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé. So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun live. Now, if you have read the caption of the broadcast, you've shared it, and then you have also liked the broadcast, I'm gonna say thank you. A lot of you have seen the news from Nigeria, where they said Tinubu's investigator Obase investigating the Central Bank of Nigeria and the activities of Emefiole. So he came out with a partial report, and that partial report says, Emefiole was in fact, like Emefiole, Tunde Sabiu, the two of them, they were those who plunged Nigeria into the economic ruins. They said Emefiole was opening bank accounts all over the world, UK, US, Canada, China, that Emefiole opened 593 bank accounts, and they found 500 million pounds in one here in the UK. Okay, they said Emefiole was the one. They said Tunde Sabiu was the one who told Emefiole to go and redesign Nigeria Naira. That Buhari did not approve it. He only played along. So this is the news they released today. And I have been battling with the typical Nigerians who have been trying to make it look like, are you saying that Emefiole should? No. For the clearance, Emefiole, whatever Emefiole is currently passing through, is absolute zilch to what he actually deserves. Emefiole deserves the Chinese treatment for corrupt people. Death by firing squad. By now, but the issue is when they are preparing Emefiole for firing squad, they must have already fired or hung Buhari, majority member of his family, extended family, okay, including this Tunde Sabiu that they are talking about. But Tinubu came out believing that Nigerians who are like the 200 million mumus. So they brought back the playbook of Dasuki. Everything that got missing inside every loot that they perpetuated in Nigeria, every economic decisions and the destructions, they want to say you had no precedent. Buhari was never aware. It never approved and all of that. And that was the partial report of, they specifically stated that Buhari did not authorize the redesign of Nigeria Naira. They said Buhari did not approve anything that Emefiole was doing, that Emefiole created different schemes and enriched himself. And the propaganda was so huge that the typical Mumu Nigerians are calling for the head of Emefiole, and majority are booking their next visit to the mannequin in Daura to go and take picture to show the hero Buhari. But not majority. A lot of people can see through the nonsense and the charade. So on Mayegun's Diary Political, we are going to start from where it all started from. And we are going to be going stage by stage, step by step, one after the other, so that you will realize by the time I complete my presentation tonight, you and I, or should I say, you would agree with me that Buhari and 99% of everyone who participated in Buhari's government deserved death by firing squad. I will do my best to convince you and not to confuse you on why this is a pure comic show. And it shouldn't be. It is a scheme put together to shield Buhari, just same way Buhari and the Egberejo Lantern deal was that entertain the morons with the different figures that is going to alarm them, like, wow, hey, and they will be so dumb enough not to probably question any of those. But not everybody go, they dumb enough not to be able to question anything, right? Let's go to where it all started from. When they were cooking, we know they there, but we knew they were just finalizing the burning and the burying of Nigeria as it used to be known. You can all agree with me. This is not the Nigeria you used to know. Abi, is it? No. So the burial, when these guys came in 2015, they created all of the loopholes on how to drain Nigeria to whatever last penny, as long as the time allows them. They created round tripping in Central Bank of Nigeria. Buhari's families, they took over the Central Bank of Nigeria. Emefiole. Remember, Emefiole is also a huge, big career criminal. He was involved in all the lootings that happened under Egberejo Lantern. All of the money, bullion van money, moving here and there under Egberejo. For this Ekiti election, Kinikon election, Fayose and the rest of them, it was under Emefiole. So Buhari kept him, and they started their own second part looting. His family members became overnight a multi-billionaire, including Tunde Sabiu. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tunde Sabiu. Now, Tunde Sabiu, for what we heard, a young man, recharge card seller from Daura, is the grandson to Buhari's sister. Here you get now. So they say he's Buhari's nephew. Also, I'm saying now Buhari, whatever. So immediately Buhari became the president. He made him the personal secretary. So after Abba Kyari, this boy is the next big thing inside Buhari's government, and he didn't hide it. He became so powerful that at a point, the reason why his name today is being mentioned in Tinubu's report is because this boy became so powerful and more pronounced that they even named him as one of those, the asshole rock, what do you call it, asshole rock kitchen cabinet that are working against Tinubu becoming the APC candidate. His name was mentioned. He had to come out to say, no, I will never go against Ashiwaju. I am never one of those, blah, 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 blah. They said he was the one who told the Emefiole to go and change Nigeria Naira, not Buhari. That is what Bayo Ezibida Adagbama Danu. That's what he said. They said Natunde ordered Emefiole to go and change Nigeria Naira so that they can stop Tinubu and see what they have not done to Nigeria. Here you get. That's their report. But Buhari disagrees.
At all times. In the last quarter of 2022, I authorized the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign the 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira Nigerian banknotes. For a smooth transition, I similarly approved that the redesigned banknotes should circulate concurrently with the old banknotes till 31st January 2023. Before
we'll come back to that one. I think this is the first major announcement.
International best practice requires central banks and national authorities to issue new or redesign currency notes every 5 to 8 years. Yet, it is now almost 20 years since the last major redesign of our local currency. This implies that the Naira is long overdue to wear a new look. A cycle of banknote redesign is generally aimed at achieving specific objectives, including, but not limited to, improving security of banknotes, mitigating counterfeiting, preserving the collective national heritage, controlling currency in circulation, and reducing the overall cost of currency management. As is known, our local laws, specifically the Central Bank of Nigeria Act of 2007, grants the Central Bank of Nigeria the power to issue and redesign the Naira. In line with this power, the Central Bank Governor approached me earlier in this year to seek my permission to embark on a currency redesign project. I considered all the facts and reasons presented before me by the Central Bank. There was an urgent need to take control of currency in circulation and to address the hoarding of Naira banknotes outside the banking system, the shortage of clean and fit banknotes in circulation, and the increase in counterfeiting of high-denomination Naira banknotes. It is on this basis that I gave my approval for the redesign of the 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira banknotes. While this may not be apparent to many Nigerians, only 4 out of the 54 African countries print their currencies in their countries, and Nigeria is one. Hence, a majority of African countries print their currencies abroad and import them the way we import other goods. That is why it is with immense pride that I announce to you that these redesigned currencies are locally produced right here in Nigeria by our Security Printing and Minting PLC. The new Naira banknotes.
That was Buhari. And let me explain some certain things to you. Okay? It is the job of the Central Bank of Nigeria to print money, 100%. By law, the Central Bank of Nigeria is meant to be independent, okay, without political interference. But in practice, it is different. So the way they operate, the central bank governor, right, can come up with monetary policies after speaking to the president of the country, right, about, it will come up with monetary policies based on the fact that they were supposed to be independent, right? Then they will approach the president if they have to change anything as well before they are changed. Now, if the central bank says they want to print money, new money, for a reason, I'm going to tell you what they told all of you then, and what you knew was going on then too. I'm going to tell you that too. But by law, the central bank governor can say he wants to redesign the currency of the country in order to take control of the currency in circulation. And you see, that idea doesn't mean he can do it himself. No, he can't. By law, he can't. So when you now have that idea, you take it to the president. So if you convince him that it's ideal thing, blah, 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 blah. This is me trying to kind of be very modest here. This is me trying to not make it look like Buhari even ordered him to change it yet. I'm talking about just the law. Like, nobody needed to tell the CBN governor to change currency. He can come up with it and say, for economic so and so, we need to change the currencies, the design. Do you understand? But he can't do it without the permission and approval of the president. Do you get that now? Now, because Nigeria's central bank is the piggy bank of the Buhari's family, they've started depleting the Central Bank of Nigeria from day 1, May 29, 2015, when they started their round tripping, where dollars were just disappearing for nothing. Nothing to show for it until Nigeria Central Bank became empty. Today, you could probably barely see $100 million cash in the vault of Nigeria Central Bank. Empty. It was so bad under these criminals that Baba, airlines who have their monies in Nigeria, their money got trapped because Central Bank of Nigeria could not produce or provide them dollars, dollar equivalent of the money they have there. They breached that agreement. And you know what that has cost Nigerians and Nigeria in the last 2-3 years, Abi? That's how much they did with the central bank. So, but for those who know Buhari very well, now let's now go back to what did they tell us then? They told us They told us why they wanted to do it, which means Buhari said in that broadcast that Emefiole came to him and he gave his permission. Abi, in his statement, he said, because they want to take control of the currency in circulation, some people have stashed cash, higher denomination money, Naira, for 2023 election. Have you forgotten? Was that not their reason? They said some people have stashed Naira that they want to use to buy election in 2023. Because of that, they want to change, they are changing the money. So, the nonsense that came out of Tinubu's report, we'll start taking them one by one, because they are also kind of important for this conversation. So, a month after Buhari made that broadcast, he returned from London. People were already, Nigerians were already in total, like, disarray. It, in fact, got so messy that it became the APC versus APC fight. Because they were even saying it, that this changing of currency, this blah, 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 is being done to stop Tinubu. But none of them could mention Buhari. But Buhari is not there now. Tinubu is now want to play what? Ostrich, Abi. So here, they said, in their investigation of the Central Bank of Nigeria, okay, they said, Emefiole, unauthorized, they said he unauthorized, they said Emefiole opened and funded 593 bank accounts in the UK, in America, in Canada, and in China. That's the first red flag of their nonsense. And if you want to understand the vibe of Dasuki, a lot of you probably now you have forgotten about all the Dasuki billions. But I don't think you have forgotten all the Diezani's billions, $90 billion that Diezani stashed in the UK. Have you forgotten that now? Okay, but they have taken a property in Lagos now. They said they are proceeds of corruption. But the deal they have taken from her now amount to $90 billion? Okay. Now, they said Emefiole opened bank accounts in the UK. For anybody who is sensible enough, all right, whenever you want to do money laundry of stealing money and stashing money abroad, they will tell you UK became bad market for such in the last 10 years. In the last 15 years. Typical looters in Nigeria don't stash their money here. But it's official. Official on what? The Central Bank of Nigeria came to the UK and they started opening bank accounts with HSBC and this or that. And it was unauthorized. But they were not in his name, Abi. I mean, because this is where the clarity should come in, Abi. Emefiole. And don't forget to, if they really want to tell you, those who are in charge of any accounts they find anywhere, they won't link any of this account to America. You won't even steal money in Nigeria and take it to America. You won't steal money in Nigeria and take it to China. That's not how it works. But they did not mention any of those portfolio, or they just said 593 bank accounts. He opened them and he funded them. Were these 593 bank accounts that are collecting money, who are those Buhari's family members all over the place? Is that the source of their ATM card where they get their pay from central bank every month for 8 years? Is that the unauthorized funding? So they did not tell us, but they kind of said they found 500 million in one account in the UK. I was like, if there's a Central Bank of Nigeria's money and it's 500 million pounds in the UK, then that is not Emefiole's money, is it? Or why are they not telling you the whole story? Because it is a Dazuki vibe. Where they kept all the stolen loot, stolen money. Ladies and gentlemen, Tinubu and gang, they know there. But they will send you on a wide goose chase. Because Buhari did not know. That's the point. They said Buhari did not authorize it. Also, they said, Emefiole, there's this accusation of fraudulent cash withdrawal of $6.23 million from central bank's vault under a purported approval of the president to pay foreign election observers. Which one is purported? Buhari approved it. Emefiole released money. So which one is purported? Purportedly approved. So 2023 elections, some foreign observers collected $6.3 million, Abi, cash. But Buhari did not know about it. Emefiole is the one who just withdrew the money and purportedly that Buhari, did he forge Buhari's signature? They also said, gross financial misconduct by Emefiole, at least 13 other individuals. Financial misconduct. Of course, that's what financial recklessness. Who are those other 12 individuals? And if those 12 individuals does not include Buhari and his family, why? Why? Or do you actually, you sitting down there, do you believe that Emefiole did all things without the approval of Buhari? Do you believe that? No? Yeah? Okay, I'm coming back to you. So they said 543.4 million pounds sterling kept in a fixed deposit by Mr. Emefiole. Do you know that one is direct like that? Ladies and gentlemen, Emefiole and the UK that I am living in, if Emefiole comes here and bring cash of 543 million pounds sterling cash, I know some of you, typical Nigerians, okay, it is an avenue for you to say, don't say that. Don't say Kinikon. Well, the UK is very corrupt. UK is very, very corrupt. They take all Nigerian stolen money. You are stupid. But you have no idea of how stupid you are. UK is corrupt. Yeah, fine. It's corrupt. Your politicians know that as corrupt as UK is, when you steal money from Nigeria, it's not your first destination. That's number one, okay? Because the moment you bring in any money into the UK, there is a financial, regulatory body here, that the moment that money landed, Baba, cash, fixed deposit, 500 million naira, should be 500 pounds in it. 500 million pounds, cash, fixed deposit in UK. Which bank? Here you get, that's part of their indictment. If you have 1 billion pounds sterling that you looted or stolen somewhere, UK will likely take this money from you through real estate investment or through other investment that can be like under the what have you. Sure, you get. But you should pray that this should remain a secret enough that whatever that money actually costs in the UK is not easily picked up by their media, because you are finished. Looters don't bring money to the UK like that anymore. The least they will do is when they steal money, they come and buy 2 million house here, 10 million house here. 3 million house, 4 million pounds house on those places. And you cannot bring cash of 500 million pounds sterling into UK economy and fix it somewhere and say they collected it, and you believe them. I was saying that earlier, and so it's like, what do you mean? Do you know everything? I say, yeah. You see, that's the problem. I am talking about a system that even your own criminal politicians are more wiser. That if you want to lose your money, go and try it. But they just drop it. Emefiole fixed 543 million pounds. There is no name of any bank. Okay? And there is no anything else presented. But they know their audience. Nigerians. Manipulation of the Naira exchange rate and perpetration of fraud in the e-Naira project of Central Bank. Me, I said e-Naira was a Naira. But have you forgotten the scam they pulled? Buhari and his family. The scam they pulled that eventually even made them believe that there are some people who are speculating about Naira. That is why Nigerian Naira is crashing. They said those who are selling those Burundi change under tree in Abuja, they said they were those who are destroying Naira. So they cut down trees in Abuja to stop people from selling dollars under the tree. That didn't save Naira. Abi? Then they told him, they said, Nigerians abroad, they always remit a lot of money. So they've developed an app so that they could be taking all those our remittances, all those dollars, take them into their vault, only for them to spend the money on Buhari's health, his family, and the rest of all those nonsensical criminals who are actually milking you dry. While all of that were happening, Nigeria ran out of forex because the singular source of forex for them, Nigeria crude oil, became, the top business for those who are stealing it. 700,000 barrels of crude oil were being stolen in Nigeria every day. So Nigeria was completely ruined. Emefiole was acting up to see if they could use some diabolical means of saving themselves, performing the Buhari economic voodoos that I continue to come here to expose. For 8 years, I did. Right? But Tinubu want to come and tell you now that it was a scam. He committed some financial impropriety. Of course, he's a criminal. Why didn't do it alone? Buhari should be in jail if they have not already hung him or shot him. That's the point. But the intention is to make you feel like somebody will have to take the fall. Tunde Sabitu, Abi Sabiu. That one is in the UK. Okay, before the end of their inglorious murderous regime, right? Ruinous government. They actually decided to forward that one's name. That same Tunde, Richard card seller, forwarded his name to the NDA, Nigeria Defense. No, she not NDA, be NDI. Nigeria something intelligence. So it will be a senior security official in just 1, 2, 3 years. And before you know it, they will just say he's now promoted to director of DSS. How did he become a director of DSS? Of course he is, because they've already done that for him. Now that criminal, they can't try now. They won't say, we'll get you. And I don't mind. Okay. Buhari must also be shamed down. Okay. And somebody said that, see, we all know that is impossible. I agree. And that is why when people like us say Nigeria is finished, you get upset. You get angry. Don't say that. I shouldn't say that Nigeria is finished when you just admitted that no matter all this, all this crime and the consequences of their crime on Nigeria, that Nigeria will never recover from. He should be recover. Right? To you, have I ever seen any president in Nigeria punished before? So because I have never seen it, and we all know it will never happen, and that is also the country you believe has hope. So, we're not Yahweh. It's a question, no, I'm not trying to kind of make you feel bad, too bad, though. Them I feel bad. No, I actually want you to feel bad. So, Yahweh. You can sit down there and be ranting. Come and arrest him now. Of course, you know I can't. I can't arrest him. I don't have any power to do that. Okay? I don't. But somebody says a crime has been committed and the chief criminal is being shielded. And because of that, we know that is the tradition, that is the rule. Okay? No matter what you say, you love your criminals differently. You will defend your criminals differently. I know that too. And that's why I said, you are finished. It may not finish. We will see who is finished between two of us. Shebi now 2024 remain another 7 days. We will see who is finished. Just continue counting it. So when you know that the criminals will never be punished, I can cry from now till next year. I'm not crying. I'm only trying to remind you of the word you have probably embraced. Abobaku. That word that you have embraced is called the modern slavery. Now go sign up for them yourself. Do you understand? But it is not a real word. So yeah, Buhari wanted to be shielded. And I want my own children to wake up, to grow up someday and see this video. So that if Olori Brukus like you that knows that Nigeria is finished because of some situations like this, because of those who are playing you, that you're allowing yourselves to be played, but you won't tell yourself that if your country is being governed or run like this, right, you are finished. And the fact that you probably think you still have a chance is indeed to show that you are completely finished. Completely finished. Hopeless situation is what it is. So my own children will not grow up and begin to see those criminals and Olori Brukus like you that enable them. They will not be seeing you as whatever you present yourself as then. Because they know they take before you now they kind of worship your criminals as your heroes, don't you? So my own children won't grow up and read this street that will say Buhari, a former president of Nigeria, is and every other nonsense you will probably want to write for them, like the one you wrote for Muritala the murderer. Muritala the murderer. Muritala the genocidist. and Muritala is on your currency today. Children, I spent his money, I spend the money too. And I spend the money of a murderer. It's a genocidist, a tribal, ethnic, religious jingoist. A murderer. Because they managed to put the history in a way that will present him as somebody. So my own children will grow up and they will watch this. Your children are going to grow up and they will know the characters that so many of you in your generation defended. I mean, kind of, protected. And they ended up ruining the same world that you are going to leave for your own children too. So yeah, that is why the diary will continue to put that on. Now let's continue. Part of what they accuse him of. You remember the COVID now? During the COVID, people were donating, countries were donating stuffs to Nigeria, money. You see that particular side when it comes to money, the Central Bank of Nigeria was coordinating that one. Nobody knows how much or what they did with over $1 billion that they get for COVID. That's in cash. When it now comes to all other palliatives that they were sent to be given out, including the ones that they themselves, Central Bank of Nigeria, funded the Buhari's palliative. Did you forget the federal government of Nigeria palliative is funded by the Central Bank of Nigeria? And who is federal government? Buhari. Who is Central Bank governor? Emefiole. Now, Emefiole is now being held for mismanagement of COVID money. Do you see that? Not just that. They said that, this is the interesting one. And that is why I'm like, since you think noise we they make, and we are only trying to tell the world that see why we told you Nigeria can never be saved. It can never be helped. Criminals who perpetrated monumental crime like these, crimes that destroyed lives, they are still walking free. And they shouldn't. And in a situation where they are still walking free with all that money, means in such country, Baba, should not be existing or should not be called a country. You remember the way I means when they started printing money? Okay. The first person to raise the alarm was Obaseki. And this was in 2021. He said,
the country could go and sleep. At the end of the month, we all just go to Abuja and we collect money and we come back and we spend. My brothers and sisters, I am an economist. I'm an investment banker. We are in trouble. Huge financial trouble. First, what we used to rely on, crude oil. Forget what you are seeing now at $70, $60 a barrel. It is only a mirage. It's only a question of time. Because the major oil companies, Shell, Chevron, who are the ones producing, they are no longer investing as much in oil. Chevron is now one of the world's largest investors in alternative fuel. Shell is pulling out of Nigeria. So, in another year or so, where will we find this money that we go to Abuja to share every month? Last month, we got FAC for March. The federal government printed an additional 50 to 60 billion to top up for us to share. We say remove subsidy. They say no. This April, next week again, we'll go to Abuja, we will share. By the end of this year, our total borrowings, the total we have borrowed is It's going to be in excess of 15 to 16 trillion. And my worry is that we wake up one day, like Argentina, the Naira will be 1,000, 2,000, it will be moving. Because we don't, you can imagine a family, you don't have money coming in, you're just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing without any means or idea of how to pay back. And nobody is looking at that. Everybody is looking at 2023. The country will go on.
I was screaming. I was there. They were borrowing